Okay, everybody, we are so thankful that you are all here after March Madness. It was a little bit of madness all the way down to the end. And so we have some amazing things to share. And there is that baby. Oh my goodness. Hello, little Cooper baby. Okay, so that's the highlight of my week to see that baby every week. All right. So we are going to get started by telling y'all some really good news. Everybody had a really good month. Um, if I would have had a little bit more time, I would have gotten some other things together, but I am going to just shout out everybody who earned some things, and then everybody still had a lot of good growth though. So if you didn't get the iPad this time, that is okay. You might get a spa day this month, okay? And I don't know one mama on here who doesn't need that. Okay, so there were some rank ups last month. Sonia Prevost, who is Anna Bordes. Some of y'all may know her. She's on our call sometimes. That's her mom. And Madison, she's on here, silver, and has a level 2, I saw. That's pretty amazing. And then Brianna, she's not on here, but Brianna and Madeline Stansel, that's Valerie's daughter. So we had those silvers, which is really, really good. We're going to be talking about developing silvers tonight. And then we had some iPad earners. You know, that's the thing I really love about Plexus is that all our stuff is doable, you know, like it wasn't insane to have to earn an iPad. You didn't have to, you know, sell like 3,000 TV or something, you know, to earn it. It was doable. So we have a lot of people who earned that. Amanda, she's on our call. We have Julie. Valerie earned 2. Make sure I get everybody here. For Donegan, she's not on here yet, but she's probably coming. Anna Bordes, Madison again, Abby Borden, she sometimes hops on. Sarah Morrison, and Jenny Valencia. So we have some girls who are going to be like styling and profiling on our calls before too long. Sorry, I want to get everybody muted. Okay, so we also had over 90 people added to our team. And y'all, that is amazing. It has been a little while since that has happened. So I'm so very excited. As you all know, we have been talking about this for several months. Really, the face of network marketing has changed a little bit. COVID has done its shift on our culture and our minds and everything else. And so we're all trying to learn how to do our businesses in this new way of doing our business. And so to have 90 people was amazing and super encouraging to me. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So I'm just going to do like 2 or 3 minutes on what I believe to be really good customer care in the first few days, because I sort of joke and tease that these are like my babies and I just treat them about as such because they're kind of newborns. And so you got to be really close to them in the beginning. And so I know there's some of you on here who could teach this class with your eyes closed. But I know there are some of us who are just getting started on this. And you know, sometimes we get it into our head, I don't want to bother them, you know. But honestly, I want to be real blunt. You don't want to do what people do, which is I'm your friend. And then you get on my team and I'm not your friend anymore. And I've got what I want out of you and I'm not going to talk to you anymore. No, this is the time to like pat that baby's bottom and love on it, because it is your part of your family now. And you are on a journey with this person and you do not abandon them when they sign up. You start when they sign up. Their journey has begun. And there's something completely different about this kind of business than if you were just nothing wrong with anybody on here who's ever sold purses and bags. I love purses and bags, but that person really doesn't need to talk to me anymore. Like, this is a journey that we are on with people. And so it's a very relational business. So that's what I was going to just say. Make sure that you are on that journey with them, that you have got some things that you do. Now, I will tell you what I used to do for like the past, I don't know, 5 years. Whenever somebody would join my team, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing because I think this is a good thing to do, I would send them a couple of products in the mail too, like additional things and samples that I could share with them, which I think is good. But I've sort of shifted a little bit because I heard Bob Heilig say this a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, okay, I'm going to try it. I tried it with my new people that I added in February, um, and it was amazing. So I had talked with these ladies enough to know things about them that were kind of going on in their life. And so I used our business building bonus, which is kind of what Plexus does. Now, I also understand a lot of us are using Plexus as our main source of income. So I know that everybody's going to have different levels of what they're able to do. But I sent these ladies something from Amazon. I just get free shipping. So I did it that way. But I found something very small. Like one of the ladies that I talked to, she had just moved. She was telling me about this house that the Lord had provided for them. And it was just an amazing testimony. And so I got on Amazon, I found this $10 welcome sign. She sent me a picture of it with like the crying face. And I sent her like on the little thing, I just wrote, thank you so much for sharing your testimony with me about your house. And it was nothing to do with Plexus. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not going to send her some samples later on, but it meant the world to her. And that is how we set ourselves apart. Now, we usually make $20 for every welcome pack. So if you could think in your mind, okay, maybe I could do something $10 for this person. And you can find stuff like that on Amazon. And it doesn't have to be fancy, but try to, what I did in the gift part, I wrote the little note to them. So I didn't even have to handwrite a note, which I think is also important. But just think about that. Maybe there's something that you could do, like if they keep talking about their child who loves Legos, well, maybe you could say, I thought of, I thank you so much. I love talking to you. Here's something for Johnny or whatever. Okay. Just thinking of things that we can do to actually love these people outside of Plexus and really just continue to have a relationship with them. Okay. Another thing, I'm just giving like just a couple little bitty things because customer care is so huge, but it really does set you apart from other network marketing companies. And just, you ever had that feeling where you're like, oh, well, they got what they wanted out of me and now they don't even want to talk to me anymore? You don't want to be that way. So I let people know early on, I'm going to be talking to you a lot, especially in the beginning. Just tell them up front, and then you won't feel bad whenever you're reaching out to them every other day or every 2 days. It's okay that you're not bothering them. You're doing what you said you were going to do. Make sure you add them to all our VIP groups. Make sure that they have their schedule. I send 2 schedules. I send one they can look at on their phone and one they can print off, because you have people who, like to do things differently. Some people like to check off things. Those are just some things that I do in those first few days. Being open and honest is very important, and then remembering their goal. Like, okay, this person has acid reflux. You know how it feels when you go to the doctor and you know that they read over the notes before you came in the room, but it still makes you feel amazing when they're like, how's that reflux going? And you're like, oh, they know me. Well, it's because they read their notes. Okay. So keep your notes and people will feel like you know them. All right. So I'm going to turn this over. I believe, hold on. I got my list here. Hang on. Oh, goodness. Who goes after me? Do y'all know? Oh, Julia, turning it over to you.
Okay. So Julie asked me to talk about retention. So it's kind of funny because I was like, stop taking all my points. No. Retention, I feel like, is really customer service based, because if our customers, and honestly for me, I don't even really like to refer to my customers as my customers. Those are people who I feel like are super special because they've entrusted their health journey to me. And I feel honored by the people who choose to be a part of my health journey and letting me in turn be a part of their health journey. So for me, when somebody joins my team, I consider them now a part of my village. And those are my village people, and it's my responsibility to look out for my village and be there when they need me. And randomly, if they come to my mind during the week, I say, okay, not only am I going to take a minute to pray for them, I'm also going to take a minute to text them and tell them, hey, listen, you just came to my mind. Don't know what you have going on today. Just want you to know I'm thinking of you, and I'm here if you need anything, whatever. And it could have absolutely nothing to do with Plexus. And I actually try to make a point of reaching out to people on my team and saying absolutely nothing about their supplements or Plexus or their orders. But specifically, when I do reach out to somebody about Plexus, it's usually right, probably 3 to 5 days before their subscriptions process. I try to just shoot them a text and say, hey, in the next few days, your subscription is getting ready to process, because we forget, maybe we don't have it centered around our paydays or whatever. But I found that that's kind of helped me with less work, because I'm not getting a lot of declined credit cards, because I'm giving them the opportunity to change that before, to kind of plan their budget too. And I mean, I've bought products from other companies that have the same kind of setup like we do, where you have a monthly subscription. And I kind of learned that from her, that because I would totally forget. And so I was thinking about the word retention in general. And so I looked it up. So retention is really the idea of keeping something in your mind. So I want to keep it in their mind that, hey, I have my subscription and I still have too much product. And sometimes they'll say to me, oh, I'm going to need to postpone my subscription because I have all this product. So it gives me an opportunity to be like, now, wait a minute, why do you have too much product? Because you should only have enough product for a month, unless you're like ordering more than you need, which I can kind of help them tailor to what they need specifically, and maybe find ways to get them a combo pack where they're getting specifically what they need, and they're not getting extra things. Like maybe they don't want greens and they're getting greens in their package, or whatever. And I just try to, so that's a good time for me to check with them on how they're doing with their products. Are they taking their products? And usually that kind of tips you if they are or they aren't, based on their answer to, hey, your subscription's getting ready to process. I just want to make sure you have what you want in there and you're ready for it to go. And most times they're like, yep, it's all set. But I've been, they asked me to speak on retention. I don't know that I'm so great at that. I believe that the right people have come to my group, and a lot of them were ready for change. I talked to a lot of them. Well, I would say every single one of them, about the importance at the time they're joining, or when I'm talking to them about Plexus. I stress the importance that we're healing the body in a very natural way. And it's not going to happen overnight. And some people are the magical unicorns that see a difference the next day. That was not me. And I tell them that was not me. If I would have quit 3 months in, I wouldn't be where I am now, because I didn't feel good even 3 months in. I mean, I felt better, but I didn't realize how not good I was until I started feeling so much better. So I try to use my own experiences to encourage them that this is not a quick fix. And I tell them that on day one, this is not a quick fix. This is going to help you, but you can't expect it to help you overnight. So I try to set that expectation up front. So when they do make a decision to join, it's not because I'm trying to meet a goal, which it's a business. We all know it's a business, but it's not. And I guess the business part, yes, it's about how I can supply for my family, how I can bring great supplements to my family, but I want that for other people too. So when I think about retention, I don't think about retention because I want to meet my goals. I don't think about retention because I want to provide for my family, because God's going to take care of that. I don't need to worry about that. I think about retention because I want people to have the success that I've seen for myself and for my kids and for my family, for my sister, for my mother, for my aunts, all my friends that have had great success. I already said to you, my husband's getting jealous. He thinks I left him out. Anyway, so so yeah, I mean, I think when we talk about retention, we have to think in a very non-selfish way and think, what can I do to make this a great journey for my I don't, like I said, I don't like using the word customers, for my village, because I truly believe when we start thinking of people as our village, it's about connection, and it's about finding that connection, which we already kind of talked about, that it's, you've got to have something outside of Plexus to continue engaging with people. If it's only Plexus, they're like, yep, she's calling me because she wants to make sure my subscription goes through. She wants her points so she gets paid. So that's why I try to, and I have a calendar. I try to make sure that I get their birthdays, and I try to make sure that and it's not I don't get everybody gifts. Sometimes I do if I know they're going through a really rough time. I might send a special product that I know that they've really been wanting to try, or I might just send them, a text message. For me, if a friend randomly texts me and I'm like, wow, they stopped their entire day today just to think about me, and not only did they stop their entire day to think about me, but they took extra time to text me during their busy day to tell me that they're thinking about me. Because I think all of us, you go through your back office, if you're like me, which probably a lot of you are, and you're looking at your back office every day. So as a habit, when I'm looking through my back office every day, I try to think of, okay, who can I reach out to today? Well, it's a little bit late, so I probably can't reach out to this person because I'm sure they're already in bed. I'm not going to bother them. so so then I'll try to make a note. Okay, I didn't reach out to her last night because it was a little late, but I haven't reached out to her recently. So I'm going to make sure to make a mental note that I'm going to reach out to her the next day in the afternoon, maybe at my lunch break. So that's what I do. And I had a whole bunch of notes I texted Julie because I knew I wasn't going to think of everything, but I try to plug them into a 3-way chat with one of my mentors so that they have extra connections. I plug them into Happy and Healthy. I plug them into the Plexus team chat. And that's what I do. That's it.
Well, you're obviously doing a great job because you re-ranked to gold.
Thank you.
And that speaks volumes. It really does.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like retention too, whenever you were talking about it, I was thinking about it. I feel like retention is kind of like holding water like this in your hands, because there's going to be some people that they aren't ready to use the product, but retention is not like this. You don't hold people like that. You hold people by loving them and letting them, when they don't need their products, they don't need their products. You don't make them feel bad. You know what I'm saying? Like it's an interesting thing. You think that you hold people by holding on to them like that, but you hold people by loving them. You know, you know what I'm talking about? It's just not forceful, and it's not a needy thing. Retention is not needy. You retain people. You don't want them to think you're needy.
It's about them. It's about them.
It's about them.
Yeah.
It's not about you. When we get about us, we get needy and deceptive, and we start doing things because we want to make orders and goals. And yes, goals are great, but I'm saying we're not thinking about them. When we think about us, we let them walk the pace that they want to walk. Okay, we're gonna hop over to Jenny. We added 90 new people. We should be seeing some people who go silver. And I want you to get this in your mind too. There's going to be people who go silver, but don't stop there. I had a little call with a lady named Mary Day a few months ago, and she told me something about our team. She said, your team has one of the best silver numbers. Like, it's amazing. And then she showed me our gold numbers. And I about hid under my desk. And she said, I mean, it was like we were awesome in silver, and then it was like red, like green to red in gold. So like we are getting people to silver. We are adding 3, but we can't stop there. So We want to get people to silver though, but keep setting your sights on people to go beyond that. So Jenny's going to share about getting people to silver because she's got a lot of silvers on her list that she has made.
Thank you. So much of what I'm going to say is really going to piggyback on what Julia said about retention. It's the same motives for me in developing silvers. So first, in developing silver, you have to ask. You have to ask, you have to throw it out there. You need to not be shy about that because it's for them. Okay, I know that I would not have been able to be consistent with the product and have the success that I have had with the product if I wasn't getting help getting it paid for. So, and that was never my motive. I told Valerie from the beginning, I'm not doing this. I'm not sharing the business or whatever. And then I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it because I felt great and I was losing weight and I wanted to share. So for me, it's been all about, my recent development is, I'll have a gal say like, oh, I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to pay for it next month. So first and foremost, it's to help my girls be able to be consistent, to be able to get their products paid for. And, you do that first ask and they say, oh, I'm not a salesman or I'm not this or I'm not that. And I don't have that story where I could say I'm not a salesperson, but I can say that that's not what this is. This is so different from being a salesperson. I've been a salesperson. I've door to door ranked top in the country with my husband numerous times in outside sales. This is nothing like that. This is sharing and caring 100%. If we are looking at the other people, we'll be successful. So by encouraging my girls to share, which enables them to get their products paid for so that they can be consistent, I've gotten a lot better at that. Because at first it was just kind of like, hey, you want to, share? And they're like, no, like Tina, I think Tina's on this call and she did not share forever. Okay. She didn't share forever. And then when she did, it was like bam, bam, bam. And then she felt really good about helping people that she continued to share. So, she's got her stepdad's got a phenomenal story about his A1C. He's been diabetic since the 80s, so she caught the fever. She caught the bug of helping people. So Tina started to share. I think it was kind of the same with a couple of my other girls. So as far as developing silvers, it's just like Julia was saying is, look at them, see what their needs are and see if you could help them reach their needs. Now, the reason why I think we develop so many silvers and we don't develop them past that is we are really good about saying, the incentive's great, whatever the incentive is. And I have a number of people who just worked for one incentive, 1 month, got to be silver, and then that's it. That's it. And so that's not at all my focus anymore. That's not the girls who are on this call. These girls are like, hey, I kind of like having my products paid for every month. And I also like all the success that my people are having with the products. And so my girls are sharing. So I didn't develop silvers last month. I almost developed 3 senior silvers last month. So the girls on this call are all flirting or made senior silver within the past month. So I'm going to try to drive that vision that we got in trouble for and the red marks and everything, because I know how much it will help their family. I know how much my husband's income went down significantly last year. And without me doing much work, I didn't have my first Facebook party for these girls until September. So that's 9 months out of the year where I was just posting, tra-la-la, lost weight, want to join my team? That's pretty much what I did last year. And then it wasn't until September that I said, kind of scary, like, let's do a Facebook party, and I did several for my girls and they each ranked, in September, October. So now I'm offering that out, right away in the beginning. Like, Let's do a Facebook party. I'll help you do it. You just send your invites. I'll do all the work. Julie will do all the graphics. Thanks, Julie, for doing all the graphics. So not my forte. So I've even reached to Ashley, make me a graphic. Julie's out of pocket, because I'm just not savvy like you young people. I'm just not savvy like that with all the cutesy graphics. I put like a square picture over a circle entry and it looks all whatever. I'm learning. But yes, the same thing, a lot of the things that Julia was talking about her village. How many of you thought of the YMCA when she was talking about her village people? I almost started doing this because that is totally the way my brain works. Yeah, our village people. But I saw a hand go up, so I'm not the only one. So anyway, just encourage your people to do whatever they're comfortable with, or even a little beyond what they're comfortable with, to help them get their products paid for. And if it's for them, they will catch the vision. They will catch the vision like, man, that felt really good. I helped this person lose weight. I helped this person lower their A1C. I helped, and so that's it. No real system. It's just what I'm doing.
Well, it's an amazing system because it's working. And we actually didn't get in trouble. It was really more of an encouragement. So it was a diagnostic meeting to show us what we need to work on. But the amazing thing is that when you get people to silver, the amount of time that they stay on the products goes through the roof. I mean, I don't even remember the number. The statistics are there. Plexus does all these stats.
I think it's like 80%.
Yeah. So even if you didn't get, what if that was all they really wanted? Not everybody wants to work Plexus, and great. They got some boots, whatever. They got a spa and they went on with their life and they stay on the products usually. So we are going to turn it over to Julie, who's going to share a little bit more about some other ideas for developing silvers.
Okay, one of the things that, and I want you guys to think about, just like Ashley was talking about, how our team is great at developing silvers, because we have taught you guys how to get people to silver without them having to do a whole lot of work. But one of the reasons why we do that is, yes, because just like Jenny talked about, we don't want them to have that struggle of, buy groceries or get my products. We want to take that struggle off the table. Well, one of the things that we're forgetting is, in the process and the excitement of them adding 1, adding 2, and then, oh my goodness, your silver bonus, that's amazing, is having a follow-up conversation of casting vision. And this can happen in the beginning, it can happen in the middle, or this can happen after they hit silver, whichever you prefer. But let me explain to you guys, if you have anyone who is openly sharing at all, you need to have a 3-way call with them with your upline, period. If you have anybody who has made a post, who has told their mom, who has signed up their sister, who has anything, has even considering it, get them on a 3-way call with your upline, because it just casts vision in a way that you cannot do by yourself. It's one of those things of, how you tell your child one thing, you tell them, and then all of a sudden they go to school and they hear it from a teacher, and all of a sudden they're like, guess what I learned today, Mom? And you're like, oh, the thing I've been telling you every day for the last 2 weeks. Oh, imagine that. It's the same concept. When you're close to the person that you're dealing with, a lot of times they glaze over and only listen about half. But if someone who doesn't know them, or someone who's outside of that relationship, speaks to it, and I know you guys have heard me say this before, but I cannot emphasize how effective these are. Like, I don't know of any that we have done that has not produced amazing results and gotten people to go further. Now, have been some that we've done and they've been like, I'm thinking like maybe 30%. I think we have like a 7 out of 10 success rate with these, that these people at least add a couple people, if not at least silver. But they either weren't going to share at all, or if they said, yeah, I really want to get my products paid for, now they're gold. Okay. So these vision casting calls are so effective. And one of the reasons why I'm telling you guys this is because our team is gaining momentum. We had an amazing month, and you cannot create momentum when you want to. When the momentum happens, you get on the bus and you drive the bus and you keep it going. So if you want your momentum to keep going, beyond, well, I earned the incentive this month. Well, that's great. Wouldn't you like to have an extra $500? Wouldn't you like to have a huge raise in your paycheck? Wouldn't you have, like, I love the incentives, don't get me wrong, but the reason why I went for that iPad isn't because I need an iPad. I went for that iPad because I knew it would help get my butt in gear and make me go after it. Like, seriously. So the incentives are great, but what I want to see is when commissions get posted that my paycheck is higher than it was last month. That is growth for me. Yes, I love helping people, and you guys know that. And if you're new on here and you don't know me very well, the people are my priority. But this is also our main source of income right now for my family. And every single dollar that I make counts, period. Every single dollar. So if I can raise my paycheck from one month to the next, that is me being successful and helping change lives in the process of helping change my family's life. And so that's what I'm talking about, is if you want your people, I just can't get anybody to share. Well, how many people have you gotten on a 3-way call? Well, I've asked them. Well, what are you saying when you're asking them to do a 3-way call? Are you saying, hey, Mackenzie, I have this amazing business opportunity. Do you want to get on here and listen to Julie talk about it? No, please don't tell me you're saying that, because you shouldn't. Don't do that. Okay. The way you talk about it is, hey, I know that you just bought your Plexus products, and I just want to say, first of all, thank you for choosing to give me your business, because it means the absolute world to me, because I know you have other companies you could have chosen and other people you could have purchased from. So first of all, I want to thank you for giving me your business. But second of all, I want to be sure that you know that what you have access to with your membership. Okay. With your membership, you have certain perks, and then they're going to get on the 3-way call with me and you, or Valerie and you, or Jenny and you, or whoever your sponsor is. And we talk about, oh, it's so amazing. You get these perks. And I know what you're thinking, like, Julie, that's just like a new VIP call. Yeah, except it's 3 of you, and you can really hone in on sharing that referral link. And you can see their face. And if they're like, you can be like, oh, I'm going to take a little bit further. And you can talk a little bit more in depth, not just glaze over it in a big call. Does that make sense? That is how we're asking people to have 3-way conversations, especially if you know these people have a problem that you can solve with the business. If they have a need, a new house, a car broke down, a kid in college, kid needs braces, you name it, inflation, but they probably have inflammation problems too. Whatever their problem is, have a 3. That is what you have a conversation for. Okay. So we know the blessing that this business has been, and this business has been a blessing to all of us, not just financially. This business has provided friendships that we never knew we needed. This business has provided resources that we never thought we would ever, that this is not how the Lord would provide it, but he did. And experiences that we never thought we would have, and growth as an individual. So when you are talking about getting them on 3-way chat, do not dare let the thought cross your mind that you are taking advantage of anybody. If anything, you are opening a door for them that they have no idea what God can do in their lives through this. And if it isn't meant to be, that's okay. Then we'll ask the next person. Do you see what I'm saying? You guys pick up? I know I'm passionate about it, but it's just one of those things where, just like Jenny said, you gotta ask. You gotta ask. Okay? You just do. You've got to ask. Okay. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, anything they'd like to add? Ashley, I don't have the list of what's next.
I do. I will tell you a funny story though, and then I'm going to turn it over to Amanda, who's going to blow our minds with her ability to come up with all these things about math and ways to earn things in the convention contest. But I'm going to tell you what my husband said the other day. It made me laugh. Speaking about what Julie was saying about how this could change your life. One of my husband's over there. Anyway, he said, we were talking about a specific situation, like a ministry situation. And he said, and we were talking about like who could handle this sort of situation. And I said, I don't know. We were talking about different, I don't know if they could deal with that. I don't know what they would do in that situation. He's like, That has to be a woman who's had some plexus in her to be able to handle that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, the kind of stuff that y'all learn, like, like she hadn't had that, so she couldn't deal with that. And he was talking about like just ministry, even like how, I guess how it's helped me. I don't know. He knew how bad I was and how much I needed it, I guess. So you got to get a little plexus in you to handle situations in life, right? Never know how the Lord will use it. Okay, Amanda, I'm going to share my screen, and Amanda's going to share with us some simple ways to earn convention prizes.
Hey, Ashley, I sent you another graphic. Will you do that one first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a second. You can go ahead and start talking, and I'll do that.
Okay, but yeah, I love that. Needs some plexus in her. That was good. Okay, y'all. So Ashley's about to put up a graphic just showing the prizes for this contest, because I wanted to be able to briefly reference those, because you probably don't have them memorized, or hey, maybe you're working for it and you do have them memorized.
Which one do you
But
want me to do
anyways,
first?
if you
The
are
one with the pictures?
do the pictures first.
Okay.
All right, so the first prize starts out at 300 credits. Well, let me say real quick, you earn your prize credits by personal signups and signups all the way down to your level 4s. And then you also earn prize credits when people on your team earn these monthly prizes, these monthly incentives that we're doing. So like last month, if you earned the iPad, you earned extra credits because you earned the iPad. So the whole gist of this contest is you add your 3 and you help your team add your 3. That's how you really rack up these credits. So the first prize is a $50 convention store credit, and you need 300 credits for that. 600 credits is $100 travel cash, 900 credits, 200 Plexus One card. I've heard that's like a Visa card or something. Okay, so 1,200 credits is winner's dinner. If y'all are going to convention, you want to get to winner's dinner, because like they go all out. Fancy dinner party, music, you dress up, the best food, just so much fun. So 1,200 credits for winner's dinner. 1,500 credits is $500 travel cash, 2,000 credits, $750 travel cash, 2,500 credits, $1,000 for spending money, and 3,000 is the black tie gala, and that's like the big fancy party, like they call it mom prom. So what's awesome about these cash prizes, though, y'all, they all stack up. So let's say you get to 2,000 credits. That means if you get to 2,000 credits, you've earned about $1,500 in cash. So that's pretty awesome. Okay, so I know we have some newer people on the call, and like this contest has been running from the beginning of January, and it is going to end at the end of this month, April 30th. But what is awesome about this month is that the prizes, they are doubling all credits. So all convention credits that you earn this month are doubled. So if you're new and thinking, well, I'm not going to be able to earn anything, like, no, you totally can. All right, so I'm going to keep this really simple. I've actually got a ton of notes. Ashley, if you can do that next graphic now, that road to Nashville one. And we will send y'all this in our chat, because you may want to reference this particular chart right here. It was really a good visual. I know it's going to be a little hard for y'all to see it on the screen. Okay, so we're going to keep it real simple. The quickest way you can rack up in credits is you add 3 people personally, earn your spa day $150 gift card this month. You earn that. You're going to get extra credits, and you help your team add 3 and get their spa gift card. And remember, with the spa gift card, I don't know if anybody said this tonight, it's a $150 gift card for adding 3 new customers, either with the welcome pack or a $100 first time purchase, or you can choose $100 cash. So that is the quickest way to rack up these credits. So I did do 2 little scenarios, because I kind of wanted to keep it simple, because I know everybody's at a different place in your credits. And if you are not sure how many credits you have, when you go to your back office and you click my dashboard, you click on, well, I said my dashboard, I'm sorry, that's the wrong thing. No, that is it. It was right there. I'm sorry. Okay, so when you click on my dashboard, you'll see something that says go to Nashville, and it'll tell you how many credits you have. And there's even a detailed report underneath, like the little line graph, or the little bar, and it shows you where all your credits are coming from. Okay, so the first scenario I did, I just spaced like, let's say that you are brand new and you want to at least get the $50 convention store credit and the $100 travel cash. So to do those two things, you need 600 credits. So here's how you can get 700 credits. I apologize, y'all, because I should have sent this before, because y'all could have pulled it up on y'all's phone, because you might not be able to read it on the screen. But anyways, if you add your 3 people, you are going to get 60 credits, and then you're going to get an extra 40 credits that are prize credits. So basically, you can get a total of 100 credits, y'all, just by you adding 3 people this month. Oh, wait, it's going to be doubled as well. Okay, so the chart that we're going to send you, y'all, all those credits are doubled for the month of April. So this is how it was the whole month, January through March, the whole contest, but for April, it's going to be doubled. Okay, so let's say you add your 3 people, you get your spa gift card this month, bam, you got 200 credits. All right, you need 300 for the $50 convention store credit. So then to get more credits, you're going to help one of your level ones add 3 and earn the spa gift card this month. By you helping helping your level 1 add 3 and get the spa gift card, that's going to give you 150 credits because it's doubled. So Ashley said she put the chart in there. If y'all want to pull that up while I'm talking, you might be able to see it better. But on the chart, it says 75 credits for a level 1, adding 3 and getting the prize, and then you would double that for 150. So you do those 2 things, just those 2 things alone. You add 3, you help your level 1 add 3, and that right there is 350 credits. You've already earned the $50 convention store. Okay, I also want y'all to think about this in terms of this, because I know some of y'all earned the iPad last month. You, some of you, even if you didn't earn the iPad, you still added like 3 people, and you would have got extra credits last month. Wherever you're at with your credits, if you want to go up 350 credits, add your 3 people this month and help a level 1 add their 3. Your credits are going to go up by 350, because some of you may be close right now to that $500 travel cash option. Some of you may be close to winner's dinner. Okay. All right. So let's say we want to get 700 credits. That would get you the $50 convention store credit and $100 travel cash. So to do that, you would add, this is just scenarios, y'all. There's a lot of different ways you can work this. I'm trying to keep it simple. But let's say you add 6 this month. If you add 6 this month, y'all, your credits are going to go up by 400 credits. So think about that, where you're at. Some of y'all, I'm sure, are really close to that next prize level. So add 6, 400 credits. Pretty awesome. All right. To take that to 700 credits, you would add your 6 and you develop 2 level 1 silvers. That right there would be 700 credits. Okay, that's not even factoring in, y'all, like level 2, 3s, and 4s. So can you see how quickly, actually, you can take that off now. And I know I was getting a little distracted. I don't know if y'all could see me at all talking that whole time. It might have been a little confusing. But anyway, so you can see how those credits can add up very quickly this month, especially with everything being doubled. So like some of you might be getting close to winner's dinner. Let's say you're already, after last month, after all the March Madness, let's say you're over 1,000 credits and you're like, man, I really want to get that $500 travel cash. So 400 credits, y'all, if you add 6 people this month. So I'm trying to give you some small little scenarios that'll make a big jump in your credits. Develop 2 level 1 silvers. That's going to be 300 credits. So do you see how these can add up? And like I said, that's not even factoring in people on your team that are going to only add 1 or 2 this month. That they may just sign up their spouse to get a discount. So like all that is going to be kind of like icing on the cake, in other words. But if you concentrate this month on getting your 3 and helping your team get their 3 so that they can get their gift card or either choose the $100 cash, that's going to be where you get the most bang for your buck, so to speak, for your credits. So does anybody, I'm gonna stop right there because I don't want to I'm trying not to overwhelm everybody. But anyways, like, because I know it's easy to look at this sometimes and be like, oh my gosh, how can I get to there? But it was encouraging to me because like I'm sitting here thinking, I think last month I had around 800 credits for March, and I'm sitting there, and that is a lot. But like, I'm like mind blown. Like, if we do that again this month, I'm like, man, that's like 1,600 credits this month. So, anyways, I just want y'all to think about that. Let me know if you have any certain questions. Y'all feel free to private message me if you have questions about how they work with the credits, with the prizes. But I really like that graphic that Ashley put in the chat because I feel like that was a visual that helps me see it. And again, just remember that that graphic is not doubled. So those amounts will be doubled for the month of April. But y'all feel free to unmute if you have any questions. I know that was quick. And again, if you're like, want to private message me and be like, I really want to get this $1,000 spending money, because if you get to the $1,000 spending money at 2,500 credits, like I can't remember, y'all, what's the total cash prize? It's like 2,600, I think, that you will earn. And that's going to be on top of like your paycheck and everything, because all those are stackable. So if you're like, I want to do this and I want you to give me a little bit more scenario for, okay, specifically based on where I'm at, because I'm not able to do that on that call. Like I said, some of y'all might have 900, 1,000, 1,200 credits right now. If you're like, I want to get to this next level and you want me to look at your specific case, y'all just private message me and we'll brainstorm.
Yeah, Amanda's the person who
Does
helped
somebody
me
have a question? Okay.
like how to win anything. It was Amanda. Amanda's like, Julie, did you know if you that you're gonna win that? And I'm like, no, that's awesome. Tell me what to do. And she's like, this is what you do. And I'm like, yay. So just in case you guys are wondering, when I got the Bloomingdale's, gift card and I got to go do all that, the black tag, all that stuff, it's because Amanda's like, okay, Julie, this is what you got to do. If you do this, you'll get there. Because y'all, math is not my skill. All right. So that was so helpful to me. Like, that was inspiring to me. And some of you may be like, oh man, maybe I'll get the $50 store credit. Because first of all, you should be shooting for at least a prize. But why not go for the bigger one? And number two, do you know how fun it is when they release the special convention items that you can just get on there and get what you want and not have to spend a bunch of money? And your husband be like, Julie, why are you spending all this money on Plexus stuff? Which, I mean, Tyler doesn't do that, but I know some husbands are like that. Because like, I feel guilty buying stuff for myself. So here you are. The first thing that you get to do when convention rolls around is you get to buy Plexus. Like, there's stuff that the only time that they release it is before convention. That's the only time you'll be able to buy it. And so that to me is one of my favorite things, is because I love to shop. So it's like, sweet, I get to get me some stuff. My orange Plexus over the shoulder bag that I got was from convention. It was early release. I got to get it and then they sold out. I was like, that's amazing. And I didn't have to even spend any money. It was all through that gift card. So seriously, you guys, look at your credits, do it tonight. Okay. And send it to your sponsor and be like, here's the number of credits. What do you think is a good goal for me? Because like, I've had Amanda and Ashley ask me, so Julie, what's your goal for, such and such convention credits? And I'll be like this, and like, no, that's not high enough. And I'm like, well, okay. And then guess what? They raised my lid, and guess what? I went for it. And that's the only reason I did, is because they included me in the conversation, because they broke it down about how easy it would be for me to get there, and that I'm not giving myself a big enough stretch. And so look up your numbers, send them to your sponsors, and let's get after this, y'all, because this is going to be awesome. And the last thing is, we're going to wrap it up, because this is the first call of April. You guys know it always takes a little extra time. We're going to have the calendar out for you guys for the events and things that we're doing. But one thing that we are doing different, last month we did a health challenge. This month we are going to be adding value in a different way. And we are going to be doing weekly for like 3 or 4 weeks. We're not sure if it's going to be 3 or 4, but we are going to do a weekly Zoom on parenting. Okay. And parenting different types of different stages of life, different types of situations. And we have a lot of different women from a lot of different backgrounds on our team. And we also have lots of friends who have learned difficult lessons and can speak to a lot of us in our ways to help prevent us from making a lot of mistakes. So we're going to be bringing those details out as well. That will be a way that it's kind of like, instead of a book club, we're just going to have people talking about specific areas of it to try to help and encourage moms out there who we are banging our heads against the wall. You know what I'm saying? So in our own special way, and then sharing things that we have learned with others. It's biblical, comforting others with the comfort that we've been comforted with. That's a whole lot of times to say comfort, but I know what it is to have somebody come alongside of me that's like, Julie, I've walked this path. This is what has helped me. You're going to make it. And here's something that can maybe help you along the way. And it has been invaluable to me. And so we want to do that for our network of people. We want to help them, love them, encourage them with the resources that our team and our friends and our family can help provide for them. So keep your guys' ears out for that. Is there anything else, y'all? Okay. Thank you guys so much. And we will be talking next week. Have a good night.